So, the PlayStation exclusive God of War is finally coming to PC. Well, sorta. Let's talk about this.
Can you
Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here with what is probably my last non-Halloween themed video for this month. I've got a lot of Halloween themed videos coming out this month, so I thought I'd go ahead and do this one and get this one out before we kick off officially, because we still got a few more weeks till Halloween. But some news dropped, so I decided I wanted to go ahead and cover it a little bit, and that is that God of War is going to be finally making its way over to PC via PlayStation Now or PS Now subscription service. But not only God of War, but also Infamous Second Son, Uncharted 4, and Grand Theft Auto 5. These are all going to be available in the PS Now service, or PlayStation Now service, for a limited time. I think they said until January is how long these games are going to be on there. They also just cut the service, the cost of it in half. It was $19.99 or $20 a month. Now it's gone down to $10 a month. So they've cut the price in half, and they're putting these pretty good games on here for you to check out as long as you're subscribed to the service. It will depend on your internet speed, though. That is one of the huge caveats to this. We're not going to see any modders coming out and modding God of War now with the PC version of the game, because it's not actually going to be native to the PC. It's going to be limited to streaming via their streaming service. So that has me on the fence a little bit, because places like where I live, the streaming doesn't really work. I tested out Stadia. It worked to an extent, but wasn't worth paying for at all. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of the same with this service. If you live in a rural area where PS Now or PlayStation Now didn't really work for you before, or cloud gaming didn't really work before, it's not really going to work now. Now, Polygon has ran this story, and they are saying, or they're speculating, that the reason PlayStation is doing this, putting these games on there and cutting the price, is in an effort to try to get ahead of Microsoft, who's getting ready to unveil their xCloud preview testing here soon for their cloud gaming. I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's why they're doing that, because if you remember back in, I believe it was March or April, we had the announcement that Sony had went to Microsoft. They are now partnering. Microsoft is lending the same servers they're using for their Project xCloud. They're loaning to Sony. They're partnering with Sony and helping them out with their cloud gaming. They've partnered to do that. They were in talks for about over a year, it said, and they came to an agreement where current and future stuff, they're going to be working together. So I don't think this is actually a way to get out in front of Xbox. I actually think this is quite possibly another test for their system. I think they're trying to see how far they can push it using the new servers, how many more users they can hold concurrently, how much bigger of a game they can run. I mean, God of War is a pretty hefty game to be running, to be streaming. So I think this is quite possibly a temporary test or a stress test, and they basically want to get more word out to their service, because, guys, Sony's not stupid. I've been saying it for months now, that Sony's not going to win the next generation console war if they think they're going to just be able to churn out a powerful system that costs close to $800 or $1,000, because that's what it's going to end up costing next year. If they think they're just going to be able to sell beefy consoles for $1,000 a piece because they've got 1 to 2 exclusives coming out a year, I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Sony knows that. And I think Microsoft knew that a long time ago, which is why they've basically stopped even competing on the hardware side of things and pretty much been focusing solely on services and games. I think Sony knows this, and Sony is going to be working, I think, very closely with Microsoft, a lot closer than a lot of people think. And I think this is all just their way of staying in the game and staying relevant, because next gen, it's not going to be about hardware power. It's not going to be about the 1 to 2 exclusives. It's going to be about how many games and services can you sell, which is good. I want Sony to see that. I've never been a fan of the way Sony has handled exclusivity, buying out exclusive rights to games, and then, charging $400 for your system to play 1 or 2 games. I've never been a big fan of that. That's one thing that's always pushed me away from Sony. And one of the reasons recently that I've steered a little bit closer to Microsoft is because I prefer the games as a service model, where I can pay a few dollars a month and get a library of games, or buy my games on one platform and play them on any platform I choose. I prefer that more consumer-friendly approach than I do Sony's stance lately. So to see Sony actually step up and say, okay, well, we're going to cut this service in half, we're going to put some of our exclusives on there, That's actually pretty cool. I'm glad they're doing that. I want to see them continue to go that direction. I don't want them to just try it, and if it doesn't succeed this time, quit, never go back to it, because I think next generation, this is what Sony needs to do if they want to continue to stay relevant. And I know people are going to hate on me for saying that when it comes to their console sales, because the PlayStation 4 is a massively successful console. It really is. But when it comes to the next generation, power and exclusives are about done for. That's not going to sell consoles next year, and I'm afraid that Sony didn't quite see that until it was a little too late, but now it looks like they're going on the right path. So I'm actually really impressed with this. I'm looking forward to see what they continue to do with this, especially if they start making games downloadable and not streamable, like God of War, so we could actually get the modding community to get in there and mod them out. I think that would be awesome. I would love to have God of War running natively on my gaming PC. I think that would be pretty cool to have it run at 4K, but dreaming. But guys, it's all the time I got for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and hit that bell icon. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for our first horror-based video. See ya.